Minecraft's next update features a bunch of new features, otherwise there wouldn't be an update. Most importantly for this video is the shelves. I'm not sure if I'll be using the powered shelves hotbar swapping mechanic too much, but for building this is definitely a top shelf item, so I'm glad the shelves weren't shelved. First of all, these aren't really vertical slabs, they're more like C-shaped trapdoors. So perfect if you need an acronym for a copper chicken called Coop cautiously carrying a crimson candy cane. Or more sensibly, you could place two of them back to back to make this eye shape, perfect for I-beams and construction themed builds. This crane machine, the one carrying the I-beam I mean, also makes use of the shelves. First off, I used some dark oak shelves with chiseled deep slate to make these really nice machine tracks, especially useful at a smaller scale. All over the crane, like here, 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 and a lot of other heres you don't want to hear, I also use these bamboo shelves to improve the shape a bit. Then just like item frames, any item that emits light, like shroom lights and frog lights in this case, don't get darker at night, meaning you can place them in shelves to create working vehicle lights with up to 3 different lights. Using the same trick along with a hidden light, you can also make this working construction light. Then to model the ability to put number banners on shelves, I added this model number using banners on a shelf, and being able to put banners close together like this definitely opens the door to lots of detailing. For example, it's perfect for giving away your address on the internet. Inside the house, I have the whole thing furnished using shelves. Firstly, I use powered pale oak shelves as the basis of this baseboard. Then in front of the baseboard, I use dark oak shelves for the base of this board to create this nice desk design. And similarly, you can also use them for the sides of chairs, which actually gives you a bit of an armrest. Above the desk, I use some birch shelves filled with stripped birch wood, which I think makes for a really nice looking light design. Beside that, I also use shelves as shelves. Yeah, you probably could have figured that one out. Then still using the shelves as shelves, you can also put them behind doors to make a closet, perfect for hiding your skeletons in. Then the last thing I have in this room is a filing cabinet, made from powered shelves with trapdoors as handles. In addition to using number banners on shelves, you can also use letter banners. For example, you can make these TNT crates, perfect for Old West themed builds. And if you look around, you'll see a bunch of other ways to use the shelves in this kind of build too. I just can't look around too much, because I didn't build anything outside of what you can see now. To take it a step further, you could also use letter banners and shelves to build an entire dictionary, although that probably wouldn't be a very good use of your time. No, it really wasn't. Or more practically, you can use a mix of letter and number banners to make things like this sign for a gas station. A gas station that also uses a lot of shelves. To make this gas pump, I used some letter banners to spell out gas, some more banners to make the buttons, as well as a banner placed on the side to make the pump. I feel like this is slowly turning into a video about banners. Using more banners, along with some items, you can also create these advertisements that I have posted all over the posts. Then inside the building, I use these shelves to make these... well, again, just shelves. I obviously didn't spend too much time on this interior, but I think it gives a good idea on how shelves can be used here. But trash builds aside, you can also build trash bins by using powered shelves, trapdoors, and a black stone wall for the handle. And similarly, you can also stack unpowered shelves where all the item slots come together to make these grooves, perfect for something like these shipping containers. And you can also again use banners or any other colored block like concrete to add labels and logos to the crates. Considering the shelves aren't too expensive to craft, you could definitely build a house or something inside the shipping crates to make a pretty creative starter base. That was a pretty bottom shelf joke. As you'll notice, I also use the shelves all around the containers too, like for adding some detailing on this crane or for the railings and whatnot on this building. One thing that left me taken aback of course meaning by surprise, still trying to justify building this, was that blocks like fences and walls will connect to all the sides of a shelf. I'm not sure if I like that or not, but I guess it could be useful for using the connected textures of fences and walls without actually having them connected to anything. But yeah, I think the shipping containers are a pretty cool way to use the shelves, although I probably didn't need to build all this space just to show them. But speaking of building space, the next thing I built was space, where I once again am yet to abandon, and give up completely, using banners on the shelf, this time to make the solar panels this International Space Station build. I also used some acacia shelves on the back to give it its orange color, which I can't get too good of a look at since I only built so much of this background. The final build I have in this video is this railing, perfect for a lookout like this. I already mentioned using them for railings on the cargo ship, but this time we also have these decorative posts every few blocks with a little copper detail. To make these I use the new copper golem statues, and because their hitbox doesn't include the little lightning rod, you can actually place things like trapdoors or carpets on top of them. Or more importantly, you can use this trick with a copper trapdoor to give your copper golem a hat. That's all the builds I have for this video, but just like my other update video, I have a few achievement ideas. The first one you get by filling a shelf with Nautilus shells and shelves, which gets you the shell shelf achievement, or break it to get shelf. If a copper golem has no chest to put an item in, it kinda just holds onto it, so if you take away Golem's precious melon, you get Lord of the Glister Rings. Then the last one you get by putting a shelf in a shulker box and exploding it, which gets you shell shock. Alright, I should probably end it here before the quality of my ideas begins to abate, leaving me feeling abashed. So to abbreviate goodbye, I'll just say bye.